You know, I think Iran should be allowed to have a nuclear program.
This should be good.
It's not fair that some countries, like the United States and Israel, are allowed to have nukes, but not Iran. Everyone should have a right to a nuclear technology.
Would you be comfortable handing a militant fundamentalist an automatic weapon on a crowded street?
No, of course not.
Then what if I told you that Iran is the world's biggest state sponsor of terrorism? Would you still trust them with a nuke?
But who said the US can be trusted either? They are the only ones to use a nuclear weapon. That's terrorism too.
You just blew my mind. Somehow I don't think that ending World War II and seeking to intimidate and dominate one's neighbors are moral equivalents. The more nations acquire nuclear weapons, the more dangerous a place the world becomes.
Yes, proliferation is bad, but Israel is allowed to have nukes and they commit acts of terrorism every day against Palestinians.
Sounds like someone just took Campus Activism 101. Ideally, no country would possess nuclear weapons. But how threatened do you feel on a daily basis by Israel's nuclear program? Even better, if you were an Israeli, how threatened would you feel by a nuclear Iran with Ahmadinejad at the button?
Yeah, but Iran says its program is peaceful.
You sound like someone who would listen to a 40-year-old dude in an unmarked van saying he has candy.
I like candy.
At any rate, spending billions on a peaceful nuclear energy program strikes me as a questionable investment if you already have oil oozing out of your eyeballs. And why would Iran keep its program clandestine and turn away UN inspectors if it has nothing to hide?
That does discomfort me, but even if they were trying to build a nuke, they would never actually use it.
On the totem pole of crazy nations, Iran is just a notch below North Korea, which, incidentally, is where Iran gets a lot of its nuclear and missile technology. To make things more exciting, even if Iran's crazy regime decides not to nuke Tel Aviv, they could easily give weapons to militants who are even crazier than they are.
Why do you assume the worst? Pakistan got nukes in the 90s and the world is still around. This is just anti-Muslim prejudice.
Actually, Pakistan's nukes have been a disaster for the world. Even though the weapons have never been fired, the technology proliferated throughout the world. Now the CIA has to work every day to prevent Al-Qaeda from getting plutonium. Awesome. Next you're going to say this is just an excuse to take Iran's oil.
This all sounds just like Saddam's WMDs. It's an excuse to invade and take all of Iran's oil.
Now if we could only convert that gas you leak from your cubicle all day into usable form. But the war is actually more likely if Iran is allowed to have nukes. The technology would proliferate and trigger an arms race in the Middle East, which is exactly what that part of the world needs right now. Covered by an Iranian nuclear umbrella, terrorist groups like Hamas and Hezbollah and insurgents in Iraq and Afghanistan would be emboldened to attack America and its allies. The US and UN use trade sanctions to peacefully encourage Iran to give up its program without the need for force.
Come on. Sanctions are a tool of imperialist aggression.
Sanctions and covert sabotage have seriously set back Iran's nuclear program, making war a distant thought. Sounds like the pro-peace solution to me.
Oh, don't try to confuse me with your Western imperialist neocon facts. Good day, sir. I said, good day.
Well, do you remember that unmarked van I told you about? They are giving away candy right now.
Really? I must be going then. Toodaloo.